Hell of a Summer was directed by Finn Wolfhard and also stars him in the movie. Um, this movie takes place around a summer camp, and at the summer camp, campers, and the counselor are getting killed off one by one by a mysterious serial killer who's dressed as Satan. I have to say though, I was really looking forward to this movie because the thing I like about slasher movies, because I love camp settings when it comes to slasher movies. Like when you think of camp setting slasher movies, you think of movies like Friday the 13th, Part 6, or maybe any of the Friday the 13th. You think of the Sleepaway Camp movies. You think of maybe, what's that movie called? Stage Fright, Cheerleader Camp. I can go on all day with all kinds of slasher movies that takes place around a summer camp. I was really looking forward to this movie. In a sort of a way, I will say though, it was actually a little bit disappointing. First of all, this is actually Finn Wolfhard previously did the movies It Chapters 1 and 2. I know he also did a movie called The Turning, which was a terrible fucking movie. I believe he did because I never seen the show, but I do believe he did Stranger Things. I'm not sure because again I've never watched any episodes of that show. Um, yeah, but this movie was kind of a little bit of a disappointment. One of the reasons being was, it had a good story. It, I loved, the camp setting. But the thing was, first of all, when you think about slasher movies, when you think about them, you're expecting all kinds of gore, all kinds of bloodiness, all kinds of guttiness. You're expecting all of that in a slasher movie. This movie barely had any of that. The kills in this movie, I mean, they seem to be cut out. And it was rated R too, so it was definitely like just like cut out as if it was PG-13. And again, it's as far as I know, it's Finn Wolfhard's very first movie to direct, as far as I know, because I know he's acted in movies in the past. And it was pretty interesting and not a bad start for him to start a slasher movie that takes place around camp. Um, and it also was like a horror comedy too. I know there was movies like that, kind of like The Final Girls, that came out like almost 10 years ago. They were basically kind of like spoofing Friday the 13th. Um, I think Stage Fright was another movie. Technically that was like a musical slasher movie. It was a slasher horror movie, but with musical aspects. Um, which I liked. I liked the Stage Fright, the 2014 one. I thought that was like a very cool little flick. Um, that was the only thing about this movie that was a little bit disappointing because I was like expecting, especially the way they advertised it on the poster. By the way, I really loved the artwork they had for, I guess like they were like referencing. They had like a poster of like one of the counselors with a marshmallow on the stick, and it looks like he's gonna get stabbed in the mouth. Had that kind of reference to a movie from 1981 called Happy Birthday to Me, another great slasher movie that I hope you guys can check out. Um, but this one, that was the only thing that was disappointing. It was just like it was cut out, like the gore scenes, like, and I mean there was one gore scene. It wasn't like super bloody or nasty or gory, but I mean there was one scene they did not cut out though, and there was like a scene where this guy was on the stage and he gets like hit in the head with the axe. I mean, you could definitely tell there was definitely some gore there because there was like blood all over his head and he had like you could see like a little bit of a skull like right there. I mean, but that was pretty much the only thing that was gore. And there was another kill that happened. There was like a scene where a guy gets like a guitar shoved down his throat. Those were like mainly kind of like the only like crazy gore in this movie. It was so weird though. And I do, and it was rated R. So I mean, I don't know why. That was the only thing that just kind of like I didn't really get. But other than that, though, I mean, for a movie, I mean, if it comes out when it comes out the Blu-ray, I might get the Blu-ray. I mean, I still like it enough to actually watch again. I mean, because it was actually a pretty decent like horror movie, but it's just like it was just cut out with the gore and everything. That's just that was just like the only main concern, or not like concern, but like the only main problem I had with it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give this movie around 5 out of 10. A pretty interesting movie. That would be my cat Rocky trying to get out, opening the door. Um, for a slasher movie, for a camping slasher movie, not bad though. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.